Mouse Trouble News fans, a former CIA agent has written a book and has made a very interesting claim. The former CIA analyst Brian Latell says Castro knew Kennedy was going to be shot, and he outlined this claim in his new book. He says, and I quote, "There's no doubt that Fidel Castro's lied for more than 49 years about what he knew regarding the assassination of President Kennedy." Well, there's another piece of information that kind of makes this a little bit questionable. He revealed this in a presentation to the Heritage Foundation. Now, I'm sure we're all familiar with what the Heritage Foundation is and what they do. Now, he is not nobody. He is an ex-CIA agent, and he was the CIA's National Intelligence Office for Latin America between 1990 and 1994. However, he says he has been observing Fidel Castro since the 1960s. Now, his evidence for this claim comes from a radio signal that he supposedly intercepted between Cuba and other agents. This is the message. "Suspend all your efforts against the CIA and focus all your equipment, antennas, and attention on Texas." Now, of course, he presents this as a quote, but doesn't actually back it up. So, me, I don't believe him. I think this is just paranoia. I mean, a lot of people really, really want to believe that Fidel Castro was actually behind that. Now, he actually also claims in the book that Fidel Castro had information on his killer, or his supposed killer, Harvey Lee Oswald. Now, I am also of the conspiracy mind, and that he was not killed by Castro. He actually was killed by the U.S. government for that famous speech against secret societies that I'm pretty sure that everybody's heard here. I do believe that the real cause of his death was the attempt to reform the Banking Act, and that is what actually got him killed. Now, aside from saying this, he also says later that there's no evidence that the assassin corroborated with the Cuban intelligence service. Okay, so basically what he's really saying is that he believes that Castro somehow knew about it, that the assassination that a lone wolf assassin was going to carry out. He had no knowledge of it, but somehow he still knew to pay attention that day. It almost seems like a contradictory message to me. Now, I don't think it's true. I don't believe for a second that Fidel Castro or the Cuban government had anything to do with the assassination of John F. Kennedy, and with good reason. Everybody was looking for a reason to invade Cuba, and claiming communism would have been a perfect reason for them. Hell, a communist having killed the president would have been a perfect reason to go ahead and do it. But they didn't do that. In fact, they hardly even touched the communist angle. And all the stuff about him, that he was a former communist sympathizer, and that he'd visited the Soviet Union, and all that stuff. Again, that would have been just more proof for them to use as a war against Cuba, as an excuse for invading Cuba. And seeing as they didn't actually take that angle, even though it would have been a very, very useful angle, I sincerely doubt that that's the truth. I don't think the Castro or the Cuban government had anything to do with it whatsoever. However, I think it's very interesting that this news story was released by Fox News, and was released by Fox News Latino edition, which is very strange because you certainly get the hint from Fox News that they don't like Latinos, and you can't miss the seeming coincidence of the audience that it was released to.